Hi everyone, my name is Dave Stemper. I currently live in Portland, Oregon, but am originally from Minnesota. I grew up there, spent the better part of my first 4 decades of life there. Wonderful youth and wonderful years. I often say my heart is in two places, as I live in and cherish one place, but am still deeply connected to another. Like so many others, what I find most meaningful in my life is my connection to the outdoors. Experiencing the outdoors in all seasons. And not just experiencing the outdoors in the recreational sense, but simply being out there, having your senses engaged. There are so many things to take notice of out there, so many ways to engage the senses. This time of year as well, springtime, there is so much happening in the textured skies. Makes you happy you have eyes to see with. Closely connected to the idea of the outdoors is that of seasons and seasonality. Growing up in Minnesota, my childhood memories are deeply rooted in winter. I absolutely loved the Minnesota winters of my youth. A white, pristine landscape, cold, crisp air, extended months of sledding, skating, building snow forts. The snow was deep and consistent. Sub-zero temperatures in January and February were the norm. Well, that is changing because of climate change. I've monitored those changes myself, and my siblings who still live in Minnesota can attest to the profound changes that have occurred. Winter is no longer a sure thing. Not as long, not as snowy, and not as cold. My beloved Minnesota winter is changing. Here in Oregon, the beautiful Oregon summers are threatened by climate change. Those beautiful summers are what I fell in love with back in the early 1990s when I first came to Oregon. Well, they too are changing. They are now far drier, and there is more oppressive heat for long stretches. Well, you already get the sense of how this makes me feel. I feel a sadness. Something beloved is going away. Sadness not only for myself, but for young people who may not get to experience Minnesota winters the way that I experienced them in my youth. And strangely, I feel a sadness for those not yet born. I feel anxiety, anger, and frustration at not being able to enjoy the Oregon summers the same way that I did in the recent past. I find myself reacting to and dreading oppressive heat. I didn't feel that a couple decades ago. And I also feel conflict, because while I have negative emotions inside of me, for sure, I am also an instructor who teaches a range of natural resource courses. I feel obligated to convey a sense of hope to my students about the future of the natural world. Yet if they see someone who is angry and frustrated, what message might that send? It is still important to provide hope. I realize that. And I am motivated to confront climate change because we need future citizens and decision makers who are informed and in turn motivated to be proactive about dealing with climate change in the years ahead. I want to find ways to empower them, give them hope, which will in turn make me a bit happier about the future. Thank you.